Hello again, and thanks for jumping in. So I'm recording in segments tonight just to make it easier to go back to these different sections later because this stuff is so helpful. I feel like it just takes so much anxiety off of parenting and even as an adult being able to see like where the deficits are and where I may need to grow or somebody else may need to grow. Hearing these segments is very, very helpful. So rapprochement, I can't do everything. This is from page 72 in the Boundaries book. If you will, please go support the authors, Henry Cloud and John Townsend, by buying their book on Amazon now. All right, here we go, rapprochement. Hi, Cousin Mary. Thanks for joining. We're talking about boundary development. It's lots of fun. Here we go. Rapprochement. Rapprochement, which occurs from around 18 months to 3 years, comes from the French word meaning a restoration of harmonious relations. In other words, the child comes back to reality. The grandiosity of the past few months slowly gives way to the realization that I can't do everything I want. Children become anxious and aware that the world is a scary place. They realize that they still need their mother. The rapprochement phase is a return to connection with mother, but this time it's different. This time the child brings a more separate self into the relationship. There are two people now with differing thoughts and feelings, and the child is ready to relate to the outside world without losing a sense of self. Typically, this is a difficult period for both children and parents. Rapprochement toddlers are obnoxious, oppositional, temperamental, and downright angry. They can remind you of someone with a chronic toothache. Let's look at some of the tools toddlers use to build boundaries in this stage. Number 1, anger. Anger is a friend. It was created by God for a purpose, to tell us that there's a problem that needs to be confronted. Anger is a way for children to know that their experience is different from someone else's. The ability to use anger to distinguish between self and others is a boundary. Children who can appropriately express anger are children who will understand later in life when someone is trying to control or hurt them. Wow. Ownership. Sometimes misunderstood as simply a selfish stage, rapprochement introduces words to the youngster's vocabulary such as mine, me, my. For example, Susie doesn't want anyone else to hold her doll. Billy doesn't want to share his trucks with a visiting toddler. This important part of becoming a self is often quite difficult for Christian parents to understand. Well, that old sinful nature is rearing its ugly head again in my little girl. The parents will remark while their friends nod sagely. We're trying to help her share and love others, but she's caught up in the selfishness we all have. This is neither accurate nor biblical. The child's newfound fondness for mine does have roots in our innate self-centeredness, part of the sinful depravity in all of us that wants to, as Satan did, make myself like the Most High. However, this simplistic understanding of our character doesn't take into consideration the full picture of what being in the image of God truly is. Being created in God's image also means having ownership or stewardship. As Adam and Eve were given dominion over the earth to subdue and rule it, we are also given stewardship over our time, energy, talents, values, feelings, behavior, money, and all the other things mentioned in chapter 2. Without a mine, we have no sense of responsibility to develop, nurture, and protect these resources. Without a mine, we have no self to give to God and His kingdom. Children desperately need to know that mine, my, and me aren't swear words. With correct biblical parenting, they will learn sacrifice and develop a giving, loving heart, but not until they have a personality that has been loved enough to give love away. We love because God first loved us. 1 John 4:19. Wow, guys. I don't know about you, but I need that on a mug or something. Oof. Okay. No, the boundary word. Toddlers going through rapprochement frequently use one of the most important words in the human language, the word no. While it can emerge during hatching, no is perfected during rapprochement. It's the first verbal boundary children learn. The word no protects